I became homeless back in 2008. I lost my sister. Then I lost my mom. I went under depression. I was really sick. I couldn't walk.
Tara, we met in late 2019. She was living in front of businesses along the street. We gave her some information and linked her with a host team and inroads for temporary transitional housing motel assistance.
So I think it's important collaborating with all the departments involved, because sometimes there's a situation where we'll have to gather together and just think outside the box how we could help that person out.
Inroads stands for Innovative Remote On-Site Assistance Delivery Service. From the time that I just recently had met her on the streets to today, she's so much happier, healthier, and is working towards getting her own apartment now.
We go to where the client is and taking the resources directly to them. And it helps build that bridge for success.
I don't want to be homeless anymore, and I thank the county staff and team that helped me through this. Thank you guys, and God bless you.
ARMC just received Level 1 Trauma Center verification by the American College of Surgeons.
It means that all of these services at the hospital are able to work together in a timely fashion to take a patient from the doorway to the definitive care place. We were Level 2 prior to this. By achieving Level 1 status, we've become a center that doesn't have to transfer any patients out to provide life-saving care.
It is well known as the county hospital that serves the Inland Empire region with high quality medical care, but also a great place to train future physicians and future nurses.
We developed a program, actually just a partnership with our local hospitals to go out and teach them about trauma. It's a phone call, and then we'll set a classroom for their physicians and ER nurses, and we're more than happy to go and provide this education, because our goal is to provide optimal care for all of our patients, not only in our hospital, but in the outside hospitals as well.
So I think having education in addition to being able to deliver high quality care, that's what I think makes this hospital a very special place.
San Bernardino County has always been the biggest, and once again, we're the best. Under the Board of Supervisors' visionary leadership, we earned an incredible 160 achievement awards from the National Association of Counties in 2023, winning more than any other county for the second year in a row. There are more than 3,000 counties in the United States, and San Bernardino County continues to stand above them all in terms of accolades for innovation, efficiency, and public service. This year, we were honored for streamlining staff training for our homeless point-in-time count, hosting 32 animal adoption events leading to more than 1,600 pet adoptions, making building inspections easier, keeping residents well-informed and safe following the El Dorado flood, teaching children the importance of good oral health, providing reentry support to vulnerable clients following incarceration, enabling local job seekers to succeed in their careers, increasing access to healthy foods for county residents, unveiling our Curtain of Courage Memorial. And this is just a sample of the 160 national awards that San Bernardino County earned for the services we provide to our residents and visitors. Thank you to our county employees for making this recognition possible.
Hi, my name is Angel. I am an enrichment specialist here at the San Bernardino County, specifically at the War Animal Shelter. For the whole day, I get to spend time and walk them, feed them, and play with them, and just improve their quality of life. I do enjoy being around animals. I grew up with them. I have had dogs my whole life, and cats as well. First thing I do, I normally just clean the play yard or the cattery room for the cats and dogs. And then I'll check my list to see what dogs are available to do enrichments. From there, I'm just taking one by one throughout the 10 hours that I work here. And I just spend time with them, feed them, play with them, walk them. But since right now it's summer, it's very hot, so we just play in the play yard and we're at the pool out there. What I like is that I meet new pets every day. I bond with them, make them adoptable, find them a new home. Especially when it comes to aggressive or shy dogs. They typically change when we provide these enrichments for them. Once they do get adopted, that's the best feeling. When you make a difference, such as changing their personality, they're gonna be adopted one day just because they're a happy animal. What makes me happy being working with this staff is that our main goal is to get these animals adopted. If you just love being around animals, this is the perfect job for you as well.
I personally always play ball with Levi. Cody always plays ball with Nolan. And then we have Sonia, who is upset if she doesn't get two buddies. There will be special requests on the field, like, no, you're my buddy, and then sometimes they get in arguments. And Miracle League is a baseball league for people with special needs. Our role is to go down there and be their buddy. Whatever they need, help getting around the bases because they're in a wheelchair, assistance hitting the ball, throwing the ball. It's our job to make sure that nobody gets hurt. Everybody there is just having a good time. Both teams are rooting for each other. There's really no competition. There's no outs. Everybody's just there to have fun. It's just a really neat program to be a part of. 6 o'clock is game time. They'll do a national anthem. Everybody up with our players. Sometimes you have no choice in the matter. They come up to you and you are my buddy.
You want to be my
Absolutely.
buddy? Tyler? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're with him the whole time. So he hits the ball, you're running with him to the first, second, third. It's all about getting out into the community that we serve. We will run into some of the players at the grocery store, on medical aids. They'll instantly, we'll recognize each other and talk about, when the next season is coming out. A lot of our players obviously have some medical issues, and we've gone to their houses on medical aids to already have the relationship. You know, we already know each other. The parents already know us. It is a lot different than just going into someone's house that you don't know.
I grew up in this area, and there were not programs that made kids with disabilities feel normal. So this is like a normal thing. This is baseball. We started in May of 2013. Fire and EMS and police guys are heroes. For our players to have the fire department come out and help them and be their best friend for a night, that's huge. Awesome.
It's so beautiful being able to see like the parents come together and being able to hang out and communicate with each other. Being able to see the joy on the faces. There's literally never a bad day when I come to Miracle Day.
We've had the opportunity to invest the town resources into Brimfield. They're used to the field. There's about a lot of comfort that comes from that. Yeah, it's been a real blessing to us in the community, and you can see the participation here. You know, the bleachers are full every night. That's the thing I dig about it.
Throw it to Nolan. Throw it to Nolan. Nolan, throw it in.
Followed closely by Andrea.
He hasn't said many of his one-liners. He's famous for saying, like, if somebody's like really swinging at it, he'll be like,
He's chopping broccoli. He's chopping broccoli.
I'm definitely invested in this community. It feels like home. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I love it. All right, dude.
What's in there?
We brought gifts.
Oh!
Right?
Finally a hat.
Finally, right? I'm Zach Taylor. I'm the captain with San Bernardino County Fire Department here in Yucca Valley, and I'm proud to serve you.
Good job.
Today we are at the newly completed Birch Creek Bridge in Oak Glen. This project demonstrates the county commitment to disaster preparedness and disaster response. When Tropical Storm Hillary came through, it completely inundated this creek and destroyed the bridge.
The prior bridge crossing was a smaller 12x6 box culvert, which was heavily damaged by large boulders that came down the burn scar area. Our engineering department put together a quick project to replace the destroyed structure with two 10x10 precast boxes.
I'm extremely proud of our crews and our engineering teams for finding an innovative solution to replacing and repairing this bridge.
These two precast boxes tremendously improved the ability of water and debris to flow underneath the roadway. The project started in mid-September, and we're standing here now on the brand new bridge, which has been opened prior to Thanksgiving.
So often county projects get held up during design or because of environmental concerns or material lead time. And this project, we were able to complete it in record time.
We have been cleaning channels and installing mitigation measures like K-Rail in preparation for the upcoming winter season. We have cameras in place to monitor the area remotely and have pre-positioned barricades and equipment to close down roads quickly and begin the cleanup process as soon as the storm is over.
With the reopening of this road, visitors and residents now have full access to their homes and local businesses.
Do you own a property in San Bernardino County? You may be owed a property tax refund. To find out if you have a refund, please visit the ATC website at sbcountyatc.gov. On the left side of the website, click Unclaimed Tax Refund Search. You can search for an unclaimed property tax refund by parcel number or street address. For example, if your address is 123 Palm Street, only enter 123 Palm in the search bar. There is no need to enter street, avenue, lane, or any other portion of your address. If you have an unclaimed refund, the bill number, parcel number, situs address, refund amount, and a link to the form will appear on screen. If you don't have a refund, you'll be notified of that as well. To request a claim form, click Form on the left-hand side of the screen, and the refund information will show on the next screen. If the mailing address is correct, click Yes and enter your name, email address, and phone number. If the mailing address is not correct, click No and complete the form, including where you want the form to be mailed. Your request will be processed in the order it was received, and the appropriate claim form will be mailed to the address provided. If you have any questions, please call 909-382-3090.
Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid being made in somebody's garage or their home, not controlled. It's 50 times more powerful than heroin and 100 times more powerful than morphine.
Stop the Void is a California nonprofit corporation dedicated to educating and raising awareness in our communities about the scourge of fentanyl. We started this organization because I lost my own son, Daniel Huerta, who was only 16 and a half years old when he passed away due to fentanyl poisoning. Due to the stigma of addiction and overdose, most parents feel that this can never happen to them. And I'm truly sorry, but it can.
San Bernardino County started with the Fentanyl Doesn't Care, But We Do campaign. Fentanyl doesn't care if you're a mother, a father, a son, a daughter, a coworker, a friend. It just doesn't care. But we do in the county of San Bernardino, and that's why we created this campaign to bring awareness to the community.
San Bernardino County and Stop the Void have partnered together. Come to San Bernardino County website, Department of Behavioral Health, look at all the resources that they have, and make sure that you speak to your children. Numbers just came out for 2022, and it's north of 109,800 drug deaths in the United States. Roughly 77% of all of those drug deaths were due to fentanyl. This is why this message and this campaign is so, so important. If you think that it can't happen to you, think twice.
Bernardino County's Land Use Services has now made it even easier for you to schedule your on-site, virtual, and self-inspections. It's called Easy Inspect, and it's a new mobile app available on the App Store and Google Play. Built with both contractors and homeowners in mind, Easy Inspect is an easy-to-use tool for viewing all of your eligible inspections right from your phone. You can schedule one or multiple inspections at your fingertips. For any additional help using Easy Inspect, visit easyinspect.sbcounty.gov or call 800-637-6655.
As we look at this monument, may we reflect on the memories and lessons of each very precious life, because it is this, our shared story, with all its pain and tragedy, that binds us together as a diverse community of people around our county today, and even with those around our world. May this curtain of courage represent to you that we choose to join you in honoring the lives of your loved ones, our loved ones, and we'll never forget them.
December 2nd, 2015 was an unimaginable day for all of us. 14 people we loved were taken away from us on that day. Our employees were spiritually and physically wounded. It changed us all forever. Following the attack, the Board of Supervisors formed a memorial committee made up of family members, survivors, first responders, and county staff, so we could build something that would stand forever as a testament to our commitment never to forget.
The Curtain of Courage is a place for us, one of mourning, but also we want it to be a celebration of life, akin to a small set of chapels, each signifying an individual loss, but creating a place that marks this day and time.
And today, we're here to honor the memories of those that succumbed during that day, but also to honor them that are with us today and their families that move forward. To be able to see this curtain of courage gives us all in San Bernardino County, the state and the nation, the courage to move forward.
In 2018, almost 3 years after the attack, the San Bernardino County December 2nd Legacy Report was published. It was intended to be a publicly available resource for communities and organizations that must respond and recover from similar situations. Already, that report is helping other families and other communities learn from your experience.
way you sort your trash may be changing. Did you know organic waste that ends up in California's landfills makes up 20% of the state's methane gas emissions? Organic waste includes items such as food waste, like leftovers, bones, shells, peels, and pits. Food-soiled paper products such as paper towels, napkins, and pizza boxes. And yard waste such as grass clippings, leaves, and twigs. That's why jurisdictions throughout California, including the unincorporated areas of San Bernardino County, are now required to implement Senate Bill 1383, the new statewide plan to reduce methane gas emissions. If you live or work in an unincorporated area of San Bernardino County, you may be required to subscribe to waste, recycling, and organic recycling services in 2023. The county is dedicated to keeping residents and businesses of the unincorporated areas informed about this new state law and how it affects our communities before any changes take place.
Code enforcement's mission is to ensure compliance with county codes and state laws, to create safe, attractive communities that improve the quality of life of residents.
County Code Enforcement has several special programs: illegal dumping, community cleanup, graffiti abatement, fire hazard abatement, off-highway vehicle enforcement, cannabis enforcement, and of course our traditional code enforcement program.
Code enforcement benefits residents through our goal of leaving people better than we found them, by leaving them safer because we have addressed unpermitted construction that could affect the occupants, or by improving blighted conditions that affect not only the occupants, but the community.
My role in code enforcement is to ensure that residents of San Bernardino County are following the rules and the ordinances, talking with the public more one-on-one, helping them learn the ordinances, but also talking to them as though we're neighbors, because we need to make sure that San Bernardino County is a good place to live, a good place to work, and be a beautiful place for the residents.
Our code enforcement team continues to grow. We're working on some initiatives that are going to expand services and create new programs that will help our county residents.
I'm very pleased with them always. I've dealt with them for a good 30 years now. There's reasons for the code enforcement, and we want our city safe, and you can see when you don't have the codes what you get.
I became homeless back in 2008. I lost my sister. Then I lost my mom. I went under depression. I was really sick. I couldn't walk.
Tara, we met in late 2019. She was living in front of businesses along the street. We gave her some information and linked her with a host team and Inroads for temporary transitional housing motel assistance.
So I think it's important collaborating with all the departments involved, because sometimes there's a situation where we'll have to gather together and just think outside the box how we could help that person out.
Inroads stands for Innovative Remote On-Site Assistance Delivery Service. From the time that I just recently had met her on the streets to today, she's so much happier, healthier, and is working towards getting her own apartment now.
We go to where the client is and taking the resources directly to them, and it helps build that bridge for success.
I don't want to be homeless anymore, and I thank the county staff and team that helped me through this. Thank you guys, and God bless you.
ARMC just received Level 1 Trauma Center verification by the American College of Surgeons.
It means that all of these services at the hospital are able to work together in a timely fashion to take a patient from the doorway to the definitive care place. We were Level 2 prior to this. By achieving Level 1 status, we've become a center that doesn't have to transfer any patients out to provide life-saving care.
It is well known as the county hospital that serves the Inland Empire region with high quality medical care, but also a great place to train future physicians and future nurses.
We developed a program, actually just a partnership with our local hospitals to go out and teach them about trauma. It's a phone call, and then we'll set a classroom for their physicians and ER nurses, and we're more than happy to go and provide this education, because our goal is to provide optimal care for all of our patients, not only in our hospital, but in the outside hospitals as well.
So I think having education in addition to being able to deliver high quality care, that's what I think makes this hospital a very special place.
San Bernardino County has always been the biggest, and once again, we're the best. Under the Board of Supervisors' visionary leadership, we earned an incredible 160 achievement awards from the National Association of Counties in 2023, winning more than any other county for the second year in a row. There are more than 3,000 counties in the United States, and San Bernardino County continues to stand above them all in terms of accolades for innovation, efficiency, and public service. This year, we were honored for streamlining staff training for our homeless point-in-time count, hosting 32 animal adoption events leading to more than 1,600 pet adoptions, making building inspections easier, keeping residents well-informed and safe following the El Dorado flood, teaching children the importance of good oral health, providing reentry support to vulnerable clients following incarceration, enabling local job seekers to succeed in their careers, increasing access to healthy foods for county residents, unveiling our Curtain of Courage Memorial. And this is just a sample of the 160 national awards that San Bernardino County earned for the services we provide to our residents and visitors. Thank you to our county employees for making this recognition possible.
Hi, my name is Angel. I am an enrichment specialist here at the San Bernardino County, specifically at the War Animal Shelter. For the whole day, I get to spend time and walk them, feed them, and play with them, and just improve their quality of life. I do enjoy being around animals. I grew up with them. I have had dogs my whole life, and cats as well. First thing I do, I normally just clean the play yard or the cattery room for the cats and dogs. And then I'll check my list to see what dogs are available to do enrichments. From there, I'm just taking one by one throughout the 10 hours that I work here. And I just spend time with them, feed them, play with them, walk them. But since right now it's summer, it's very hot, so we just play in the play yard and we're at the pool out there. What I like is that I meet new pets every day. I bond with them, make them adoptable, find them a new home. Especially when it comes to aggressive or shy dogs. They typically change when we provide these enrichments for them. Once they do get adopted, that's the best feeling. When you make a difference, such as changing their personality, they're gonna be adopted one day just because they're a happy animal. What makes me happy being working with this staff is that our main goal is to get these animals adopted. If you just love being around animals, this is the perfect job for you as well.
I personally always play ball with Levi. Cody always plays ball with Nolan. And then we have Sonia, who is upset if she doesn't get two buddies. There will be special requests on the field, like, no, you're my buddy, and then sometimes they get in arguments. And Miracle League is a baseball league for people with special needs. Our role is to go down there and be their buddy. Whatever they need, help getting around the bases because they're in a wheelchair, assistance hitting the ball, throwing the ball. It's our job to make sure that nobody gets hurt. Everybody there is just having a good time. Both teams are rooting for each other. There's really no competition. There's no outs. Everybody's just there to have fun. It's just a really neat program to be a part of. 6 o'clock is game time. They'll do a national anthem. We buddy up with our players. Sometimes you have no choice in the matter. They come up to you and you are my buddy.
You want to be my
Absolutely.
buddy? Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're with him the whole time. So he hits the ball, you're running with him to the first, second, third. It's all about getting out into the community that we serve. We will run into some of the players at the grocery store, on medical aids. They'll instantly, we'll recognize each other and talk about, when the next season is coming out. A lot of our players obviously have some medical issues, and we've gone to their houses on medical aids to already have the relationship. We already know each other. The parents already know us. It is a lot different than just going into someone's house that you don't know.
I grew up in this area, and there were not programs that made kids with disabilities feel normal. So this is like a normal thing. This is baseball. We started in May of 2013. Fire and EMS and police guys are heroes. For our players to have the fire department come out and help them and be their best friend for a night, that's huge. Awesome.
It's so beautiful being able to see like the parents come together and being able to hang out and communicate with each other. Being able to see the joy on the faces. There's literally never a bad day when I come to Miracle Day.
We've had the opportunity to invest the town resources into Brimfield. They're used to the field. There's about a lot of comfort that comes from that. Yeah, it's been a real blessing to us in the community, and you can see the participation here. The bleachers are full every night. That's the thing I dig about it.
Throw it to Nolan. Throw it to Nolan. Nolan, throw it in.
Closely by Andrea.
He hasn't said many of his one-liners. He's famous for saying, like, if somebody's like really swinging at it, he'll be like,
He's chopping broccoli. He's chopping broccoli.
I'm definitely invested in this community. It feels like home. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I love it. All right, dude.
What's in there?
We brought gifts.
Oh!
Right?
Finally a hat.
Finally, right? I'm Zach Taylor, I'm the captain with San Bernardino County Fire Department here in Yucca Valley, and I'm proud to serve you.
Good job.
Good morning. May I have your attention, please? The Board of Supervisors is still in closed session. We appreciate your patience.
Today we are at the newly completed Birch Creek Bridge in Oak Glen. This project demonstrates the county commitment to disaster preparedness and disaster response. When Tropical Storm Hillary came through, it completely inundated this creek and destroyed the bridge.
The prior bridge crossing was a smaller 12x6 box culvert, which was heavily damaged by large boulders that came down the burn scar area. Our engineering department put together a quick project to replace the destroyed structure with two 10x10 precast boxes.
I'm extremely proud of our crews and our engineering teams for finding an innovative solution to replacing and repairing this bridge.
These two precast boxes tremendously improved the ability of water and debris to flow underneath the roadway. The project started in mid-September, and we're standing here now on the brand new bridge, which has been opened prior to Thanksgiving.
So often county projects get held up during design, or because of environmental concerns or material lead time. And this project, we were able to complete it in record time.
We have been cleaning channels and installing mitigation measures like K-Rail in preparation for the upcoming winter season. We have cameras in place to monitor the area remotely and have pre-positioned barricades and equipment to close down roads quickly and begin the cleanup process as soon as the storm is over.
With the reopening of this road, visitors and residents now have full access to their homes and local businesses.
Do you own a property in San Bernardino County? You may be owed a property tax refund. To find out if you have a refund, please visit the ATC website at sbcountyatc.gov. On the left side of the website, click Unclaimed Tax Refund Search. You can search for an unclaimed property tax refund by parcel number or street address. For example, if your address is 123 Palm Street, only enter 123 Palm in the search bar. There is no need to enter street, avenue, lane, or any other portion of your address. If you have an unclaimed refund, the bill number, parcel number, situs address, refund amount, and a link to the form will appear on screen. If you don't have a refund, you'll be notified of that as well. To request a claim form, click Form on the left-hand side of the screen, and the refund information will show on the next screen. If the mailing address is correct, click Yes and enter your name, email address, and phone number. If the mailing address is not correct, click No and complete the form, including where you want the form to be mailed. Your request will be processed in the order it was received, and the appropriate claim form will be mailed to the address provided. If you have any questions, please call 909-382-3090.
Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid being made in somebody's garage or their home, not controlled. It's 50 times more powerful than heroin and 100 times more powerful than morphine.
Stop the Void is a California nonprofit corporation dedicated to educating and raising awareness in our communities about the scourge of fentanyl. We started this organization because I lost my own son, Daniel Huerta, who was only 16 and a half years old when he passed away due to fentanyl poisoning. Due to the stigma of addiction and overdose, most parents feel that this could never happen to them. And I'm truly sorry, but it can.
San Bernardino County started with the Fentanyl Doesn't Care, But We Do campaign. Fentanyl doesn't care if you're a mother, a father, a son, a daughter, a co-worker, a friend. It just doesn't care. But we do in the county of San Bernardino, and that's why we created this campaign to bring awareness to the community.
San Bernardino County and Stop the Void have partnered together. Come to San Bernardino County website, Department of Behavioral Health, look at all the resources that they have, and make sure that you speak to your children. Numbers just came out for 2022, and it's north of 109,800 drug deaths in the United States. Roughly 77% of all of those drug deaths were due to fentanyl. This is why this message and this campaign is so, so important. If you think that it can't happen to you, think twice.
Good morning. I'd like to call this meeting to order. I'd also like to acknowledge the High Desert and Joshua Tree conferencing sites, and thank you for joining us. Today, I would also like to welcome and acknowledge our grand jury members that we have attending here with us today. So welcome and thank you for your service to San Bernardino County. The Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation will be presented by the 5th District.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's my great honor to introduce Peter Tasaka, the pastor of Vineyard Church in Colton, California. Mr. Tasaka was born in Nicene generation parents. His father was a highly decorated 442 Regimental Combat Team from World War II. He received 3 Purple Hearts and a Bronze Star. His mother was placed in an internment camp in Boston, Arizona. Pastor Tasaka grew up in the lower Coachella Valley on a farm in Oasis. Then they moved to the city where his father became the city manager of Coachella, so he has a great background of public service. Pastor Tasaka moved to the Inland Empire to attend San Bernardino Valley College right here in San Bernardino, where he met his wife, Debbie. They attended Bible college and was eventually ordained in 1979. Initially, Pastor Tasaka received his PhD in religious studies in 1988. He was employed with the Colton Joint Unified School District for 23 years and retired as administrator at Terrace Hills Middle School. He is a chaplain for the Colton Police Department. This morning, we're blessed to have Peter Tasaka lead us in prayer, and he will recite the Pledge of Allegiance. So thank you.
If we could close our eyes for a word of prayer, please. Bow your heads. Lord, today, thank you for this time as we gather, and God, we come to you on behalf of San Bernardino County, the largest county in the United States, over 20,000 square miles, but God, you're a big God, and so we call upon your help today to come to San Bernardino County, to bless the cities of the county, all the unincorporated areas, and Father, that your blessing would be upon San Bernardino, that it would be placed, God, where your peace comes and your people can live, and Father God, that you would bless the leaders and those that are in positions like this supervisory board, and Father God, that your hand would be upon them. We address today, Lord, the 5th District, including the cities of San Bernardino, Rialto, and Colton. And Lord, we just ask for your blessing upon them. Each city represents so many people, and God, you love people. And so we ask, Lord, that you would bless these cities and your hand to be upon them for good. And ask, Lord, as it seems like in the area, the unemployment rate seems to increase. So we're praying, God, that you reverse that you would bring blessing to the community, that jobs would become available, that people can live and be proud of living in this great county that we live in. We also remember, Lord, the unincorporated areas of Bloomington, Muscoy, Rosanna Ranch, Arrowhead Farms, Little Third, and El Rancho Verde. Father God, you do not forget any of these people. We just ask you to bless them. And Father, that you would bring a brighter future to our area, to this community, Father God, and for the people that live in San Bernardino County. We pray, God, for the 433,000 people that live here. Lord, that they will come to know your presence, and they will come to know your peace. We would experience your blessing upon our lives. We pray today, God, for Supervisor Baca, asking you, Lord, to continue to bless him with wisdom, knowing that hard work and innovative leadership has brought a lot of resolution to our communities. And Father, that your hand is upon them. We ask for a brighter future for the 5th District and for all of San Bernardino County. Lord, we thank you that through the 5th District, Valley College has received some funds for their baseball field, that Colton Fire Department has been blessed with communication devices. And also, Lord, that you brought money to Colton Police Department. And Father, through the support of Supervisor Baca, over $2 million has come to the San Bernardino City Unified School District. Lord, that a lot of that money was used for a wellness center to help our students, to help our children. We ask God pray for our children, God, because they are the future of our community. We ask a blessing upon them. When they're in need, whatever it might be, Lord God, we ask you to provide that need. Not only get an education, but they would be well-balanced citizens, ready for graduation, to enter the workforce and to make a difference in this world. And Father, even for the young ones, we pray that as you've affected them in the K-8 school for lighting for the sports field, we just ask, Father, you continue to provide for them, and that our young people are very important. Being as young as kinder, first, second, third grade, Lord, we just ask that your hand be upon them. God, we ask for your peace and your blessing upon this whole county, upon the cities of this county, the unincorporated areas of this county. We ask that you look upon this area and you'd smile with your blessing, that you protect it with your peace, and God, that your name would become great. We ask you to give wisdom to all the supervisors as they lead, as they make an impact and have an influence upon our communities. We ask your blessing, God, and we know, God, that these requests are not too small for a great God that you are. So we speak blessing over all of San Bernardino County. In Jesus' name we pray. We all agreed saying, amen. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance.
Thank you very much. We'll now move to our memorial adjournments. Vice Chair Cook, Supervisor Hagman, Supervisor Baca, Supervisor Armandaris.
Yes, Chair Rao, there have been several tragic losses in our district over the weekend, and my heart and prayer goes out to the families and the friends of these young individuals who had much life ahead of them. Our prayers go out to the families of Elias and Sarah Cruz, two siblings who attended Los Osos High School. Both students were extremely involved in the community, and both had a passion for sports. My other thoughts and prayers go out to the families of Filoki Mateni Jr., a sophomore student in Rancho Cucamonga High School. All three of these students were passionate about sports and were loved by everyone who knew them. May they all rest in peace. Chair Rao, due to this devastating circumstance, I'm going to ask for a moment of silence. Thank you.
Thank you. We have 4 special presentations today, so if I can ask my colleagues, please join me in the well. This morning, I am happy to present a proclamation declaring April 2024 as Child Abuse Prevention Month to promote community involvement in preventing child abuse. I would like to thank our departments and staff who are involved in these difficult cases for their dedication to children of San Bernardino County. Would the representatives from the Children's Network please come up and join us for a photo? Congratulations. Thank you very much for all that you do. We appreciate your efforts. Thank you. Next up, we are recognizing Faye Johnson, who is retiring from 27 years with the county. Faye began her career in 1996 with Children and Family Services and spent her entire career with the department. She has faithfully advocated for children in the community and has exemplified outstanding leadership in the county. We thank you for your dedication and wish you a happy retirement. Please join us.
Thank you very much, Supervisor Rao. I appreciate it. 27 years is a long time to do anything, and I'm going to be very brief because I've said a lot already, but I want to take a moment to publicly thank my leadership, Director Jeannie Zepeda, Assistant Director Jonathan Byers, Assistant Director Mia Moore, who is not here with us today, my family, my husband James, my mother-in-law Bobby, who taught me a lot about being a career woman, my daughter Megan, who's put up with a lot and will still have to because I fund her existence still. I have so many friends. Jane Canoe, who is an amazing manager and advocate for kids. Jessica Cuthbert and Valerie Croyle, who have been my deputy directors. I supervised Valerie back in the day, so she's a great deputy director. You're welcome. And my good friend Aura Jex, who's here today, Holiday, who's also a long-term county employee. I just want to say that, you know, when I put this badge on this morning for the last time officially, I remembered how very proud I am to work for such an amazing place. You know, we are not perfect. All of you out there who work for the county agencies, none of us are perfect. We're all human, but we all come to work with the desire and the grit and the heart and the compassion to make a difference. And so for that, I am grateful for the opportunity, and I thank you very much.
Thank you. If we can have family come up. Anybody here with her today that wants to come up for a photo, please join us. Congratulations. We wish you all the best. I would now like to recognize Lee Overton, who is retiring from the county after 27 years of service. Lee began her career with the Inland County's Emergency Medical Agency, ISEMA, and went on to make history by becoming County Fire's first EMS training supervisor officer in March of 2006. Throughout her career, she has assisted with the training of hundreds of fire department personnel. We thank you for your dedication and wish you a happy retirement. Congratulations. Can we get colleagues up here to join for a photo, please? Congratulations and thank you for all of your service. I would now like to recognize Chris Coffey, who is retiring from the county after 37 years of service. Chris has worked his entire career in fleet management department and is retiring as the fleet supervisor. He has provided excellent customer service and outstanding leadership during his time with the county. We thank you for your commitment and we wish you a very happy retirement. Please come up and join us.
I just would like to thank all my county friends and this is tough. Coworkers that have helped me out over all these years. Thank you.
Want to bring Annette up?
Yeah.
Annette, come on up.
Anybody else with you?
My son and my sister. If we can have the entire family come on up, please. Congratulations.
Thank
It's
you.
very nice to meet you. Hi, Bernardino. Congratulations and thank you for your years of service. We will now move on to our reports from County Council. Tom?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Board of Supervisors voted 5-0 to accept a payment of $1,496,382 and $600,000 in retroactive discounts to settle a claim against Unilab Corporation doing business as Quest Diagnostics. This matter involves overcharges for diagnostic tests. The second matter, the board voted 5-0 to file a cross complaint against Maxim Ataya in the case of Josefina Lara versus County of San Bernardino et al. This case involves an automobile accident caused by Mr. Atala. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And our CEO report, Luther.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Nothing to report.
All right, we're going to move on to individual board comments. Vice Chair Cook.
Madam Chair, just
Yes.
prior to comments, I have a conflict to disclose. Is the appropriate time?
No, we're going to get to that in a minute. That's okay. Thank you. Vice Chair Cook, any board member comments? All right, Supervisor Hagman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a couple of updates. As we know, our comments we sit on many boards and other besides the Board of Supervisors. So I'm going to bring you some of the updates from the different things I represent. One is Ontario Airport. We're excited to announce Frontier Airlines we'll be adding new nonstop flights to El Paso International Airport beginning May 17th. They're going to reach we're reaching 26 nonstop destinations on 12 airlines now. And so we're adding also a Frontier flight to Seattle-Tacoma International and Houston's George Bush International. So a few more destinations. So as you go through your summer planning, please look up Ontario International Airport. Hopefully, we can take you to the right places you want to go. SCAG, I said in Southern California Association of Governments, has recently held a tour of San Bernardino County, included our beautiful Esri facility and the Metrolink Aero Service Routes Redlands. I just want to thank all the former other SCAG colleagues that came out on those tours. And lastly, in South Coast Air Quality Management District, there's funding currently available for green technology projects, including combustion freight and maritime projects, zero-emission Class 8 freight and port drainage trucks. And the two categories will have combined total about $109 million available. First come, first serve online applications will be accepted through the state starting at 2 p.m. on Tuesday, May 5th. So we're looking for more and more demonstration projects. As you know, logistics is a big portion of Southern California, and San Bernardino, so we need to be planning for that in the future to have some different infrastructure projects come to San Bernardino County. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. Supervisor Baca.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Got quite a few things to highlight. Just events that we had. This past Friday, we had the ribbon cutting for the Kessler Park renovation project and opening ceremonies for Bloomington Little League. I want to thank our CEO, Luther, and all the Public Works team that was out there to celebrate the ribbon cutting because, one, it was the opening ceremonies, but I think more importantly, all the improvements that have been done at Kessler Park. That Bloomington community was so ecstatic and excited about the snack bar renovation, the gate being put up, the walking paths, and the Wi-Fi connectivity. So that's a great investment by our county to make a good investment in one of our county parks in a very, very underserved community of Bloomington. So that was just a great event, and I just want to thank staff for their hard work and diligence to make sure that project was completed. I think that's important to highlight. This Thursday, our office will be co-hosting an expungement fair with the Way World Outreach. We're going to have our county public defenders there offering expungements, but also there's going to be 45 employers there to try to help folks integrate and get back to work. It's a great event, so if you know anyone that needs their records cleaned, please come out this Thursday. And this Saturday, we'll be having our fishing day with the supervisor at Glen Helen Regional Park, and this is a great partnership to work with our CFS and our probation department to work with many underserved youth. And I want to thank Pro Bass for their partnership in providing poles and some of the equipment. It's a great partnership to give some of these kids an opportunity to go out and fish. About 150 kids and family members are going to have the opportunity to go out and fish. Just want to highlight a couple things and some of the subcommittees are on. I serve on the SBCTA General Policy Committee agenda, and there's a project for the county, about $961,000 for a sidewalk project in the Del Rosa community, which is going to be near our new fire station. So it'll allow for a walking path near the fire station, but also those students that attend Pacific High School could then have a better road to walk on. I think that's important to highlight. And this past week, I serve on the First Five Commission. One of the things we did is we approved $1.8 million to expand services to deal with infant mortality. There's a neighbor clinic in the city of Rialto, but it's also now expanding to the Redlands community. We have a high rate of black infant mortality in our county. It's really, really going to address some of those issues. I think it's important to highlight those. Just want to highlight a couple items on the agenda. Item 36, Cactus and Easton project. It's in the unincorporated area of Rialto. We're going to add street lights and do some improvements, ADA improvements in that corner. And also item 52, which is an investment, as I mentioned before, Kessler Park. Through this project, we didn't have enough money to purchase benches, so we're going to purchase some concrete permanent benches for these families that will go under the shaded sails that are there. And that includes all my items, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor Armendariz.
Thank you, Chair Rao. I also want to highlight, we are actually going to be hosting our first telephone town hall this evening. It's going to be taking place from 6:30 to 7:30. Dr. Georgina Yoshioka and I are going to be having a live town hall meeting, which will be open to the public. We will be discussing the Office of Suicide Prevention. We'll be listening to the public's thoughts, answering questions, and looking for different ways to address behavioral health support in our county. It is not too late to sign up. If you're interested, please go to sbcounty.gov/DBH. Also, I did attend, last week I attended the CSAC meeting, which is California State Association of Counties. In that meeting, the purpose of it is to help develop communication policies that will directly impact programs and services provided by California's counties. One of the items I wanted to highlight that we are working on currently is At Home, which is a California county's determination to bring everyone from federal, state, to local partners together in partnership with the governor and legislators to implement a plan to help those who are unhoused or at risk of being homeless. At-risk budget priorities are supporting ongoing funds for homeless housing, assistance, and prevention, governor's proposals to cuts of safety net services, such as cutting housing for foster youth, and opposing governor's $1.2 billion reduction in housing programs that would promote more affordable housing developments, and that could keep low-income families from being housed. We also had last 2 weeks ago, we had our Ignite the Conversation. We had an opportunity to talk one-on-one with constituents in our community. We hosted this event at the Fontana Fire Station and invited the community to come out to talk about their concerns, as well as we gave updates on things that are happening in the second district. The event was had a great turnout. We had lots of families there. The Department of Behavioral Health, Public Health were in attendance too, conducting Narcan training for those who are interested. Also, we have upcoming San Bernardino County's faith-based housing leadership event, and that comes up on Thursday, March 14th. It's going to be from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. There will be a panel at the Water of Life Church to discuss strategies for new housing legislation that was passed in 2023. Panelists will include local faith-based leaders and local nonprofit housing organizers and more. Want to make a couple comments on board agenda item 16. I'm happy to see the support that we are showing for substance use disorders. Strong recovery services programs are vital to making a positive impact in the lives of those who struggle with substance abuse. I want to thank our behavioral health director, Dr. G, for her efforts to promote prevention, intervention, and recovery for individuals and their families. Board item 28, an effort to help divert at-promise youth from further involvement in criminal justice system. The probation department focused WEST program provides education to juveniles to hold them accountable for minor law violations while allowing them to stay home in the county at the West End, in the West Valley area. Under this program, Chaffee Joint Union High School District refers juveniles and their parents to counseling education classes that are provided for locals and that serves all of our residents. And last but not least, I want to take a moment just to thank the board for recognizing April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. I believe this is crucial for raising awareness in our fostering of actions towards protecting our children from abuse and neglect. It's an opportunity for us to educate families, support and promote policies, and provide children the safety and to provide for children's safety and well-being. This is important to create a safe environment for all children to thrive and grow in our county. And that's all, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. So I want to announce that we're having a resource fair out in Needles. It is a partnership with the Public Defender's Office, as well as Adult and Aging Services, County VA, Workforce Development, and the Assessor's Office. And so what we do is we bring in employers, but we also bring in those county office departments to help with expungement for low-level crimes that have been committed that are eligible for expungement through the Public Defender's Office, and then the assessor with their mobile assessor mobile can print new vital records there on site. And that is going to be March 20th from 10 to 2 out in Needles. And that's an exciting thing. So thank you to all involved in that. I would like to congratulate Chief Tuttle, who is not with us this morning, on his 37 years of service to County Fire. And then I wanted to highlight something that was great news for me personally and for our area. Is I went to the San Bernardino Symphony last year, and I was really amazed at what a first-class event that is. And we have a maestro, Anthony Parther, who is the conductor there. And he was the Academy Award winner for the conductor for the musical score of Oppenheimer. And so just kind of a neat thing to highlight and to bring back and to really showcase the talent that we have here in San Bernardino and to congratulate him. So on behalf of the entire board, congratulations, maestro. So that's it for me. Danette, do we have any changes or additions to today's agenda?
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have no changes to the agenda.
All right. And this is the time for board members to disclose a conflict of interest on any agenda. Vice Chair Cook.
Thank you very much. I have a conflict for and will abstain on item 20. The San Manuel Band of Mission Indians donated $1,000 to my campaign on March 4th of this year. That was one day after my birthday. On March 3rd, I was a Jack Benny, 39 years old that day. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Supervisor Baca.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. I'll be abstaining on item number 37. I received a contribution on April 26, 2023 from MCC Equipment Rental for the amount of $249. Then on August 8, 2023, I received a $1,000 contribution from Kenneth Munoz, who's the president of MCC Equipment Rentals. And this could all be found on my 460, and it can all be found at the San Bernardino County Board of Registrar in person or online. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. And I would like to declare a conflict on item number 20 as well. San Manuel donated $1,200 to my campaign on November 30th of 2023. I did. Now we will move on to our consent calendar consisting of items number 2 through 53.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second by Supervisor Armendariz, and we have a number of speakers. First up, Garth Pazant, who will be followed by Brandon Mulder.
Good morning to the Honorable Board of Supervisors. Item number 2, adopt and present proclamation declaring April as Child Abuse Prevention Month through the year 2029. The state of California versus Tyron McGinnis Sr. His mother, Sylvia Jones, whom opened her legs to at least 4 babies' daddies, did not marry any of them, a ghetto welfare queen, got him locked up in state prison for using Jehovah's rod and spanking his child. Case law from the Bible, the owner's manual from the landlord of the universe, it says, do not spare the rod. It will not harm the child. Whom did this woman rely on? The cultural supremacists. Neither parties allowed Mr. McGinnis to be a man. What is the man's role? What is the woman's role who came from the rib of a man? You take away his freedom, his California identification driver's license, you strip him of his inheritance of offspring, then you issue him a piece of paper called felon. You have stomped on the gold, and it will survive even stronger. To the career woman, I told my woman, a woman's got to know her place. Now guess what? My woman's got her own place.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have Brandon Mulder, who will be followed by Ryan Berryman.
Good morning, Supervisors. I'm Brandon Mulder. I'm the Executive Director of the San Bernardino County Museum Foundation, and I'm here to comment on item number 25, specifically to publicly thank the San Manuel Band of Mission Indians for their generous grant of $100,000 to the foundation and that we are directing to the museum to fund the new STEAM exhibit in the former exploration station on our campus. I'd like to thank Museum Director David Myers and Deputy Tamara Sorreo-Leyva for their partnership in securing this grant. And specifically to San Manuel, we really appreciate their years and years of support and generosity of both the foundation and the museum in our efforts to engage and educate the community and especially the youth of this community. We're looking forward to this summer hosting a public exhibit opening of this interactive STEAM exhibit and play space, and would love to see the community out, specifically the Board of Supervisors. We'll be sharing information when that exhibit opening is scheduled, but would love to see you all out there. While I'm here, I'd also like to quickly comment on our annual fundraising gala that the foundation hosts every year. This year is the 9th annual Bucky Ball, and this year is going to be a special celebration and exhibit. As some of you may know, our campus in Redlands has been in existence for nearly 50 years. Over 50 years ago, the Museum Association, now Foundation, partnered with the county to bring the museum from Bloomington to Redlands, and we're celebrating that 50-year legacy and history of both organizations to open the museum site in Redlands. Finally, I want to thank all 5 supervisors for their support of our 8th annual Bucky Ball last year, and just covet your support going forward. We would love to have all 5 of you again on board as sponsors for our 9th annual Bucky Ball, which will be held on May 18, Saturday evening. You should have some communication already come to your office, and I'll be following up individually. But again, we thank you for your support in the past, and just again, covet your support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have Ryan Berryman.
Morning. My name's Ryan Berryman, and I'm the Executive Director of San Bernardino Fatherhood. I want to address item number 32 having to do with the contract where it's amended with the Black Infant Health Program. A little bit about myself is I used to work with San Bernardino County and Children and Family Services. And I retired after 20 years. And one of the things I did after retiring is I started a fatherhood program, recognizing the need for resources, services, and advocacy for fathers. In this particular contract, it addresses many services for mothers and children. Also, after I retired in 2016, I went to the public health department, this particular program, Black Infant Health, and I spoke to the program director who was no longer there. And I told her I wanted to come into her program, the Black Infant Health, and offer services to dads in the program as an intervention reducing Black infant mortality. And she said, "I'm sorry, Mr. Berryman, but we do not offer services to the fathers. We only offer services to the mothers and the babies." Fast forward in 2019, there was a state perinatal equity initiative, which included fatherhood services to fathers, partners of African-American mothers who are either pregnant or carrying a child under 12 months to reduce Black infant mortality. Through that initiative, I was able to obtain a contract with San Bernardino County and the Public Health Department to offer family fatherhood services to the fathers in that program. So I've been offering those services since 2021. Recently, I just received a letter from the Public Health Department on yesterday, indicating that there was no more funding available for our department, our organization, to be able to offer services to fathers, effective April 30th, 2024. So I'm asking if those services that are currently under that contract could include now and ongoing fatherhood services, fatherhood intervention services. It's beyond my imagination why a program, especially a social service program, will offer services to the mother and the children and not including the fathers. You know, my background is social work as a master's in social work, and we always look at the whole family, not just the individuals of the family. I've come across many dads, many fathers who want to be a part of the family, want to be connected with their mothers, want to be connected with the children, supporting mom, supporting the baby, protecting mom, protecting the baby, looking at the best interests of the family, bringing the family together. So I want to encourage the Board of Supervisors to look at this particular program to include fatherhood services, whether it's through whether it's through San Bernardino Fatherhood or any other organization.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That is the last request to speak that I have. We are going to, before I go to individual board members or comments on consent, we have one more conflict of interest to disclose. Supervisor Baca.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My apologies. I did want to abstain from item number 22 on August 8, 2023. I did receive a $1,200 contribution from the San Manuel Band of Mission Indians. Thank you.
And for, Paul wants to know how much. How much?
Oh, 1,200.
Never mind. So, and just for clarity, when Supervisor Baca said he wanted to abstain on item 22, he meant 20 also. Thank you. So there are 3 of us that are now abstaining on item 20. So I will defer item 20 after consent, and we will take item 20 separately because under the new campaign finance law, we will have to draw numbers out of a hat to see who gets to vote on this item, since we will not have a majority to vote on item 20. So I will take consent member comments without item 20. Does any board member have a comment or anything that they'd wish to speak on consent? I'll entertain a motion. Oh, I did? I had a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. Any abstentions?
With that, the motion passes with Supervisor Baca abstaining from item 37 and item 20 being deferred.
Thank you very much. We will now move on to our deferred item, number 20. The gracious San Manuel, in the effort to help with our county museum and all that they do for us, has 2 members of the board that are eligible to vote on this item. And so now will the clerk of the board explain the process that we're going to go through when we have Tom?
Well, I would say it's a 4-vote item, just so we're clear. So it's going to have to be 2 members that are selected to participate in the item.
So we have 3 names in a hat. I would request that you draw 2 of those names out of it for us to determine the 2 voters.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So we have Supervisor Rao.
Will I be abstaining or voting?
Voting.
Okay.
And Supervisor Cook.
All right. So Supervisor Baca will be the only member abstaining from this item.
Correct.
So I need a motion.
So
I have to wait.
Supervisor Hagman is not present, so we're going to have to wait till he gets back. He's back.
I have a motion from Supervisor Hagman, a second from Supervisor Armendariz. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you.
With that, the motion passes with Supervisor Baca abstaining.
Very well. We will now move on to our discussion calendar, which consists of items number 54, which is our 2024-2025 fee workshop being presented by Matthew Erickson. Good morning, Matthew.
Hello. Oh, there I am. Good morning, Chair Rao, members of the board. My name is Matthew Erickson. I'm the Chief Financial Officer for the county. Today, we are excited to bring the 24-25 recommended fee workshop before you today. Presenting with me today is our DEO, Paloma Hernandez-Barker. She's DEO over fees, so she'll be presenting with me as well. Today, before you, is the fee workshop. I wanted to highlight it's a workshop. There's no action that we need from the board today. This is just us going over some of the fee changes that we have planned for you for the upcoming fee hearing. So coming before you over the next several weeks, we're going to have the 24-25 recommended fee hearing, recommended on March 26th. Should the board approve the fee hearing, then we would move forward to fee adoption on April 9th. If you go to the next slide. So every year we have a review of a variety of fees from our county departments. We have a policy in place that seeks to recover the full cost of services that are provided for all of our fees. What we have them do, each department do, is focus on fees that were last reviewed either in 2021 or prior, just to make sure we are reviewing a number of fees every single year. We do ask departments to focus on high volume fees. So that's just, some fees impact department revenues more than others, and so we ask them to focus particularly on those. And then lastly, a little bit newer for this year, one of the things we heard from board members last year was asking for comparisons to other counties. And so what we wanted to make sure departments where it was applicable, that they were looking at other counties and other areas and doing different market studies to make sure that they were really in alignment with those. So in particular, our special districts department, our parks department did really look into a lot of those fees to make sure that they were comparable. If you wouldn't mind going to the next slide, thank you. Just for some highlights, overall, the county is estimated to have roughly $243.5 million in total fee revenue next year. Although it's impactful for those departments, as a percentage of our overall budget, it really only represents about 3% of the overall county budget. And so it's not extraordinarily large for the county. For next year, we're looking at a net decrease of 30 fees in total. We're having a net increase or an increase of 102 fees, but overall a decrease of 132 fees. That's primarily actually due to county fire. They're recommending to delete 92 fees. With that, I will turn it over to some of the specifics for Paloma.
Thank you, Matthew. Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. Again, my name is Paloma Hernandez Barker, Deputy Executive Officer with County Finance. And one of the, can we go to the next? Thank you. One of the highlights I would like to start with today are environmental health services fees, which are being recommended by the Department of Public Health. The proposed revisions are related to Senate Bill 1383, also known as the Short-Lived Climate Pollutant Reduction Strategy by the state. The proposed changes reflect workload associated with inspections as well as permits that are conducted and issued by staff to ensure compliance with SB 1383, which ultimately ensures that food is properly handled, to ensure that proper food safety protocols are in place, as well as the insurance that organic waste is properly diverted from the landfills. Additionally, we have changes that are proposed by regional parks. The changes include the addition of new camping fees, specifically related to weekends and holidays, in order to reflect the increased use during those timeframes. The recommended changes are consistent across all parks facilities. And as Matthew mentioned, the regional parks conducted market research, which included comparisons to similar fees from our different counties, our neighboring counties. And one of the other changes that the Department of Regional Parks is proposing also includes revisions to swim fees for Glen Helen, and this is to reflect the additional amenities or new amenities that were added to the park. Next slide, please. Okay. We also have changes that are being proposed by Project and Facilities Management. Well, we have a slight increase to the electric vehicle charging station user fee from 32 to 35 cents on the kilowatt hour. This slight increase is anticipated or to include and reflect changes that are anticipated on increased utility charges by Southern California Edison. But most notably, I wanted to highlight a language change that will authorize the director and or his designee in consultation with the CEO to allow the director to make adjustments to the EV user fees up to an amount of 25% in order to be able to allow the department to provide the department with flexibility and adjust for cost changes, not to exceed the 25%, which will ultimately allow them to recover cost in a timely manner. And next, as Matthew mentioned, we have County Fire, who is proposing several revisions as well as some additions, but the highlight was the 92, a total of 92 fees that they're proposing to delete. And this was based on an approach that the department took, as some departments take, to clean up their county ordinance. They conducted a cleanup effort and identified the 92 fees in order to, as they were determined that they are now obsolete and no longer needed. Next slide, please. And then we have special districts. As you may be aware, as you may recall, special districts has been actively working on updating their fees these past few years. And I'd like to report that at the conclusion of this fee cycle, the department has completed a review of all their fees. This effort was made possible as a result of the partnership or the merger with DPW, which took effect back in August 2020. With that merger, the department has been able to benefit from the additional resources that have and will continue to allow special districts to be able to review their fees in a timely fashion moving forward. One of the highlights that I also wanted to mention was that the department plans to continue to evaluate their sewer and water connections fees in particular. This is, there are proposed changes that are included in this fee cycle. The changes, while they're still, their proposed increases, they are still lower in comparison to other jurisdictions. And this is something that, while it's not going to fully get them there, it is a step in that right direction. And with that, this concludes our presentation, and I open the floor for any questions.
Thank you very much. Supervisor Hagman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And first of all, thank you for putting this together. And I really like the fact that we're not doing it all every 2 years, but we're rotating these things through because there's a lot of fees. And as our residents know, fees are not a tax. So these fees have to go to actual cost of doing county services, which sometimes is hard to determine. Like if you have a regional park, how much is that RV spot really contributing to the overall use and expense of that park? Because we do supplement our parks with a lot of general fund. But to do the market surveys is a request, and I want to thank the parks for looking into that, because I noticed that our rates were pretty flat, and when I go use my private sector RV slots, and I can see that there's a big change on holiday weekends versus on a Tuesday, middle of the week sometime. And so I think that's a little more reflective of the demand, because we definitely have our park filled almost every weekend. Did have a question about the green recycling ones. I don't remember what that was, but that's a big program for us. And I think it's something that for us to highlight to our residents. This is a Senate bill that was passed several years ago that's been taking effect in phases. Started off with some of our grocery outlets, then restaurants, and now this year is finally going to hit home to our residents. And what that means is you're supposed to separate any kind of leftovers you have. If you have leftover spaghetti from the night before, you're not supposed to put it in the trash anymore. You're supposed to keep it in a separate bin and keep it into the green waste, right? And so it can be utilized where they do green waste. And part of the state law was also, unlike right now where we don't really inspect whether or not you sort your recyclables from your general trash, this requires us to actually do spot inspections. And I think we will probably hear it from our residents the first time someone starts going through the trash can and start to do it. But so I'm trying to get as much awareness out there. And if we're not compliant, then we're supposed to be given a fee or a penalty for not doing that part. I am not real thrilled at this, but this is what's been passed on to us from the state of California, saying we must do this going forward. So I just want to kind of highlight that. That's going to be something different for us to kind of see as our waste hauler providers going through and doing spot checks on our trash cans going forward. And thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Any other comments or questions? No? Thank you both. It's an awful lot of work, and we appreciate all that the departments do and that you've done to present today. So if there are no other comments, I do not have any requests to speak from the public at this time. There is no motion necessary. Receive and file at this time. We'll be bringing it back. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right. With that, we will move on to general public comment. First up, I have Garth Pizant, who will be followed by Tara Kennedy.
Thank you. The International Court of Justice, also called the World Court, adjudicates general disputes between nations. It gives advisory legal opinions on legal issues concerning the United Nations. The Supreme Court is the federal judiciary by the Constitution. There are 94 federal judicial districts involving disputes between 2 or more states. The superior courts handle all criminal and civil cases in each state. Jehovah God's earthly organization maintains peace and cleanness in the worldwide congregation, settling minor differences, providing needed scriptural counsel, resolving certain serious wrongs, handling cases, announcing reproof or disfellowshipping, disassociation, and reinstatement, also handling cases involving minor children. This is a theocratic arrangement divinely approved, superior to the United Nations. At present, mankind is subject to both. The bar, however, has tailored its authority and practices after the great Sanhedrin High Court of the ancient Jews, permitted by the Roman Empire. The Sadducees, lay aristocrats, were the lawyers or attorneys, as one would say, at that time. Again, notice the comparison to the bar, in which as you and I swear before a God in whom they don't believe in nor know of. California criminal law. The convicted felon did not victimize the people of the state of California. It is the individual civilian and his family who was victimized. Who is it that the felon is to pay restitution to? The state and the attorneys. The justice system, no restitution to the victim and his family. 25 to 75 cents an hour paid to an employed felon bound by a piece of paper when he is worth more potential than minimum wage. Can a felon produce advantage to society? I hope so. We raised the individual to be a felon. Then we put him in a cage. For who? The psychologist, whom is now greater than God, when convicted, don't sign anything.
Thank you very much. Chair Kennedy, followed by Denise Fuchs.
As a 30-year Rancho resident, a retired law enforcement officer with a stint in the K-9 unit, and an Army veteran, I can definitely relate to the challenges faced by both government employees and our community members. I'm here to speak on behalf of the shelter crisis that we're all familiar with, and I'm sure you've heard quite a bit about AVIS already. I do not intend to disparage staff, but like many others, I do question some of their practices, leadership, and transparency or lack thereof. It is noticeable that most shelters I researched just last night provided easily accessible annual statistics directly through their website or on platforms like shelteranimals.org. In 2023, San Diego documented a 94% live release rate, Riverside County 79%, Siaka 92%, Upland 85%, Rancho Cucamonga 92%. Apple Valley merely provided monthly stats from November to present with an average release live rate of about 50%. We give this county to Apple Valley pretty close to $1 million. Where's that money going? The decision to transport San Bernardino County pets to a shelter an hour away in an isolated desert community lacking the population to support rescues and their own defies logic. Why are we avoiding the fact that most of these animals taken up the hill will die there? Why are we avoiding the fact that a significant number of San Bernardino County transfers, which many are not listed on their website for days, how are the owners supposed to find their animals? In 2023, over 3,600 animals alone were euthanized, averaging 15 per day, while the shelter was closed for 124. Has any board member researched the number of days animals are held before euthanized? I can cite example after example. Here's a few. A dog named Hudson arrived on January 3rd, was available for adoption January 9th, and killed January 16th, 13 days after arrival. During this time, the shelter was closed for 5 days. Mercy was euthanized 15 days after arrival, with the shelter closed for public adoptions and rescue pulls for 10 days. The average stay appears to be 8 to 12 days after arrival. How can this be acceptable? Why does this community have to rely on non-shelter volunteers who monitor the website daily for delisted animals? And guess which ones are on the youth list? Why isn't this coming from Avis? Why are we charging rescues to rescue these dogs that are on the youth list? Other counties don't do that. I urge San Bernardino County to conduct an independent review, transparency, and accountability.
That's time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Denise Fuchs, followed by Levon Kazarian.
Good morning. My name's Denise Fuchs. I live in Chino Hills. I'm a 32-year retired veteran of the LA County Sheriff's Department. Last 13 years as a child abuse detective. And during that time, I became heavily involved in animal rescue. It helped me with my dealings with that I had to come across in my daily duties. I'm here today to speak with the board about their contract with the Apple Valley Animal Shelter. It's my understanding that 7,552 dogs were killed by the Apple Valley Animal Shelter in years 2022 and 23. That's 10 dogs a day. Excuse me, I love dogs. The conditions of the Apple Valley Animal Shelter are inhumane. It's filthy, and I don't believe it's something this county wants to be associated with. There has to be a better way. When a homeless facility is overflowing, we don't bring more bodies in and pile them on top of each other. We find temporary housing. We make temporary housing. Those ergs that go up. The same with the jails. We don't make the inmates sleep on the floor. There's humanity there. We want to take care of people. Same with dogs. This board has the power to end the cycle of death and inhumane treatment of the Apple Valley Animal Shelter by ending the contract. Mr. Hagman, I found your doodle on Rancho Hills Drive twice, and I never considered taking him to Inland Valley. Never. Now I heard Skipper recently passed away. Sorry. And I'm thankful that he didn't have to live in those conditions at Apple Valley Animal Shelter. If the goal of the board is to continue to send dogs to a certain death by sending them to the Apple Valley Animal Shelter, then you're batting 1,000. But if your true goal is to save animals, you're batting below the Mendoza line. Thank you.
Thank you. Levon Kazarian, followed by Tara Anton Gagori.
Good morning, supervisors. I live in Joshua Tree. I have a restaurant there. We employ a little over 30 people, many of whom struggle to find affordable housing in the Morongo Basin because we have too many short-term rentals eating up our workforce housing. Well, it's been another 2 weeks and nothing has happened on this issue or the housing element. Actually, it's been a few months. In December, the county's short-term rental study finally came out after a long delay, and it was met with such well-deserved pushback that it was taken off the discussion calendar. And since then, well, nothing, silence. What is happening? What are we waiting for? Why no communication from the county on this topic whatsoever? Just to remind you, that study was originally supposed to be concluded in 2022. We were then supposed to get an interim cap in 2023, then by 2024, a final cap. We are 3 months into 2024, and what have we got? The study was a year late. It was nonsense. We have no caps, interim or otherwise, and the county has been giving out more and more permits this whole time, making the very problem that we're trying to solve worse and worse. You're falling down on your jobs. I want to read you something. Quote, the overconcentration and density of short-term rentals in Idlewild and the Temecula wine country reduces the long-term or permanent housing stock and contributes to increased housing costs for both renters and buyers. And has additional adverse impacts on residential character, neighborhood stability, public safety, and quality of life, unquote. That is from the findings contained in the short-term rental ordinance just passed unanimously by in December by the Riverside County Board of Supervisors. They instituted caps and measures to control density of short-term rentals in those 2 unincorporated resort areas. Meanwhile, here in San Bernardino, as the Desert Sun headline put it, San Bernardino County short-term rental study says no link between rising STRs and housing shortage. Seriously? I mean, did placeholder discover some new secret economic law that only works in this county? Because the language I just quoted you from Riverside, it is on the books in counties and municipalities up and down the state, across the country. And you know why? Because it is the plain truth. Short-term rentals cause housing problem. Can we just stipulate that? We can argue how much, how little, but they do. And it's ridiculous to try to deny they don't. According to the Granicus study you commissioned, right now in Joshua Tree, 29% of the existing housing stock are short-term rentals. Almost a third, 1 in 3. Now, I'm not an economist. I am a business person. I understand pricing and supply and demand. It's laughable to say when 1 in 3 homes is a short-term rental that you are having no effect on housing. Please do something. Thank you.
Thank you. Tara and Tonkagori.
Follow up here. Hello, Supervisors, Chair Rao. I'm making public comments today, so I might share my thoughts ahead of the SDR ordinance review that is on the agenda for 2024. As the Airbnb hosts community leader for the Big Bear Valley, I have many conversations with SDR permit holders in Big Bear, yet I want to be clear the comments I share today are not those of any board, corporation I am affiliated with. These are my comments and mine alone. Pendulums swing, sometimes hard and fast, yet given time, things will center. Things centered in Big Bear this past November. Yes, the pandemic swung us into crisis mode. Our small mountain community experienced a surge in visitation that challenged everyone, especially our full-time residents. The once quiet, cabin-lined streets were no longer. Things were busting at the seams. So were the nerves of nearly everyone, whether you called Big Bear home or a second home. The debate that followed included plenty of blame, and the second homeowner was a wide-open target, rightly so. The City Council responded with the urgency ordinance. It set high behavioral expectations with steep penalties. In-person check-in was adopted, all with the goal of maintaining the economy that makes Big Bear thrive. Housing affordability and availability were thrust into the debate, and once again, the second homeowner appeared to be the likely culprit. If you know one person that was evicted in the sale that went short-term rental, then that must be the core problem. I understand that reaction. Therefore, not only did the pendulum swing at the second homeowner, it came eye to eye with property rights. This concern was loud, and it got the attention of the county. Strong public reaction and loud voices don't always mean you have established proof. The county funded a study, and with that came September's community workshop in Big Bear titled, How Are SDRs Impacting the Housing Market? I attended that meeting, and it was a very robust discussion, which at the core were property rights and housing affordability. The county listened to all who attended and shared their desire to collect data prior to making any recommendations. And then all in 1 week in November, this past November, the City Council eliminated in-person check-in, a long sought-after change by the STR community, and the county's study concluded, quote, the study could not clearly identify data or trends that pointed to SDRs displacing long-term renters, end quote. The pendulum had swung back to center. As this board prepares to review its current STR ordinance, I ask that the permit fees, which nearly quadrupled, be on the table for review. This might not be the intent, yet the magnitude of that increase is a form of restricting property rights. Many are forced to opt out, and that has a trickle-down effect that hurts small business owners who support tourism on the mountain. In addition, the occupancy requirements could use another look. As written, it allows for more guests with bedrooms, not square footage. Open floor plans with loads of square footage but few bedrooms are limited unnecessarily, while small homes in more dense neighborhoods are packed in. I'll end with this. There are some very exciting things underway in Big Bear. Visit Big Bear has plunged funds to bring headline theater projects to the pack, and I would love to see the county join them in bringing arts to the mountains. I'm proud of my small city council.
That's time.
Thank you so much. Look forward to more discussion.
Thank you very much. That is the last request to speak that I have. With that, this meeting stands adjourned. Our next regularly scheduled Board of Supervisors meeting will be here at 10 a.m. in Chambers on March 26th. Thank you.